We all need faith like that. We need the faith that no matter what's going on in our life, how wonderful or stormy it might be, there's always something bigger, more powerful, that's there for us, always. And you were talking about that today too, Barbara. It reminded me of this little story, and it's kind of not the day to tell this story because it's about a drought, but I'm going to tell it anyway. It was a drought in a small community of Midwestern farmers, and they depended on the rain, of course, for their crops, for their livelihood, to keep themselves vibrant and alive and growing and going. And this drought had gone on for a very, very long time. And so in the consciousness, I think, of the Native American ritual, the local church, the pastor of the local church, decided they would get together to have a prayer service. And they'd pray for rain. And so on the selected date, and the congregation was walking in the door, the pastor was watching everybody as they came in, and he noticed this little 11-year-old girl with a bright smile on her face. And she was sitting there, just beaming with excitement. And right next to her, she had a bright red umbrella. She wasn't just praying for rain. She was expecting rain and knowing that bridge over troubled waters, that the good was going to come, and she had that faith. Do we all have that kind of faith when times are tough? We have to practice it and learn it and grow into it. And listen to Rumi. Thank you so much, Barbara, because he gets it. We get it. You know, Ernest Holmes says everything moves in circles. Everything moves in circles. And as humans, we know we're on this eternal journey of awakening. It's a spiral, evolutionary circle of moving upward, going home from where we came. It's this journey that we're on, all of us, always. And sometimes we forget. Scientists know it too. I mean, scientists know that every living thing has a cycle, a circle, a journey. It's born, it grows, it produces and consumes, and eventually dies and passes away to make room for new life. We know we have a soul that's eternal, that keeps growing and is immortal and grows and expands until it gets back to that place, that home that we call wholeness, oneness, the interconnectedness, the awareness of the interconnectedness of all life. Now, going back home to where we came and merging with the thing we call spirit, we call God, doesn't mean we lose our individuality. It means we own our perfect place in this dynamic puzzle of life. We become way more of ourselves. How beautiful it is. We become more of ourselves, not less. You know, I was thinking about the cycle of life, of something that means really a lot to me. And it's the circle at the end of our service. We've always done it. I mean, there were times when we got a little too big and we'd have to stand in rows, but it was still the connectedness of the hands everywhere. And it means so much to me. And, you know, especially after COVID and not being here and trying to come back together. And now we're watching as the circle gets bigger and bigger. It means a lot. It means a whole lot. And I see our hands connected and I think, oh my gosh, the importance of our hands. Our hands are like these messengers that can really deliver faith and hope and love or need. They're here for us. And I was thinking, Rumi has Rumi, of course, my Rumi, doesn't belong to anybody else, has a quote, the moment you were born, a ladder was set up for you to escape this world. But he didn't mean escape the world. He means move through, to puncture the veil of separation, to know our oneness with spirit and all life, that we can puncture that veil and stop living in duality and just physicality and know that we are so much more. And I was hearing the song for this morning, and I realized our hands, when they're extended, can create a bridge. Our hands can heal a heart when they hold out and reach to one another. And our hands can climb that ladder to show the resilience of our human spirit, our human spirit. We have so much potential and possibility in us that we can do this and move through this. There's one little caveat, though. Ernest Holmes says, the self must raise the self by the self. Meaning we have to do it ourselves. We can have people that give us a little lift up. If you want to get on that ladder, we can give it a little step up. But we've got to do the work because it's an internal journey. It's an inside job. We have to connect with that spirit within and help it move out. We have to help it move. And what happens too often is we as humans start tripping up. Since we have free will and free choice, we trip over our own ego. And we get caught, instead of this circle, the spiral circle of life, we get caught in the monotonous merry-go-round of life, where we're just going round and round in the same habits and patterns that keep us stuck and frustrated, and forgetting there is a cure for that, but we'll talk about that in a minute. And so we get in this autopilot mode, and we need a good kick in the pants to get us off that merry-go-round. And often the kick in the pants is a hardship or something difficult that wakes us up so we can remember to bring our umbrella. We can remember that we have faith in something more. There's something bigger going on. I have a quote. Okay, I'm going to see who wins it. I should have brought a prize, but I forgot. See who can guess who said this quote. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Life moves pretty fast. I heard it. Say it louder. Ferris Bueller. Good job, Vanessa. Woo! I thought Kirk might get it, but he didn't. But you got it. Yeah, in 1986, it was how many years before 1986, 26 years before the smartphone was developed. We were still thinking about the speed of life and how all the activities and stimulation can get us distracted. So Ferris Bueller, a teenager, decided to take the day off and do everything he wanted to do and get in as much trouble as he could. And at the end of the movie, if you were patient enough to sit till the very end, he gave this quote. What a good quote for all of us. I mean, that was how many times did we watch that, Kurt, with the kids? Over and over and over again, because it was so fun from somebody to really enjoy life and do something different, break out of the mold. And that's kind of what life gives us the invitation to do. I don't know if all the things he did is something we'd want to be doing right now, but it's a good reminder to take the day off from worry, from busyness, from the to-do list, and start enjoying life and the things you love. It's so important. Just as that little seed, again, reaching out, the seed doesn't have arms and hands, but it still reaches up and breaks through the soil to follow the light. That little tiny seed has everything in it that it needs to become its potential. It needs to become the beautiful thing it's meant to be, whether it's a vegetable or a flower or a tree, we don't know, but it has everything inside it. Right now, when you plant it, that little tiny thing has all its potential. Well, the same with us. We have all the potential in us right now to be whatever we want to be. We have that choice. It's all in there. We just have to open up to it and let it grow and be and have the faith and courage to do what needs to be done. It was Marianne Williams said that it's not our darkness that scares us. It's our light. It's our light that's in there. It can be a little frightening. Am I good enough? Am I enough? I don't feel worthy. Whatever, get over it. That doesn't make any sense. Joel Goldsmith says there's an inner urge in our own minds to grow, to expand, to break down the barriers of previous limitation, and to ever widen our experience. Well, as the old Indian chief and the Thich Nhat Hanh said, we have the seeds of both peace and love and joy in us, and violence and hatred and anger, and we get to choose which one we feed. If you ever question what life's all about, just sit back and look at nature, how different it is, how it's growing and evolving. You know, if life didn't change, there wouldn't be any butterflies. I mean, that's something to think about. We need to be spreading our wings so we can hold that umbrella when it's raining and accept and be in the light when it's not. It's up to us. We get to do that. Meister Eckhart says God expects only one thing of you, just one, nothing else, just one thing. He said God expects that you should come out of yourself and let God be God as you. Let go. Let go. Loosen the grip. Open your hands. Reach out. Touch the no. Something that I'm sure we've all noticed, when we decide, when you said pure consciousness, that's really what we are, is pure consciousness. When we open that, climb that ladder and open up to all the consciousness that's there, we find love, we find goodness. Oh, it feels so good. And when we open our mind and start looking at the world in a different way, all of our experiences in this physical world seem to change too. Do you ever notice that? When your thoughts about things change, when you decide to see things differently, the world around you starts to change and look brighter and better. It's true. You know, we're on this journey to awaken and to feel more wholeness and oneness and connectedness. And actually, we're just, as we said in the beginning, going back home to where we came from. A quote I remember finding in I think it's college. I don't think I knew it in high school yet, but I've kept this quote close to me because it's a reminder of how we need to grow and expand our consciousness and our thinking, and everything will change. It's T.S. Eliot. We shall not cease from exploration, and at the end of all our exploring will be to arrive at the place we very first started and see it for the first time. Because we see it with new eyes, a new way of looking at things. When we decide to do what we're really meant to do, and that's accept the divine givingness, which is the givingness of spirit, which is the pure essence of God's love, when we're willing to receive it and share it, then we'll see things differently. That's why we were given two hands. One hand to take care of ourselves, because we're very important right here and now, and one to take care of others. One to accept the goodness, the love, the faith, the understanding, and the other to share it and care. We're designed pretty darn cool, you know? We just have to open, just like that little seed breaks through the soil, the physicality, to be in the light. We get to do that and share it. So today, the thing that happens that I notice when I really accept the divine givingness of spirit, the goodness that's all around us, that pure love, when I accept it, what happens is divine forgiveness is a result. We learn about forgiveness. I mean, when Jesus was on the cross, he said, "Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do." Ignorance can keep us stuck. He said other times to his disciples, "Forgive 70 times 7. That's a lot of times, meaning keep on doing it, keep on forgiving. And Gandhi said, "Forgiveness is not for the weak. Forgiveness is for the strong in spirit." And we get to do that. That's an outcome. That's what happens when we live in the flow of life. So today, I just want you, I don't know why the hands thing got to me a lot. I'm not sure. It's something that I really realized how important we have our hands share our thoughts, our emotions, our feelings, and to keep them open and available to ourselves and the good that's in the world today. It's important for us. And when we do, we can feel that circle of life, and we can start seeing the flow of how everything works together for good. So just join me in this moment. Put your feet on the floor. Open yourselves. Be a circle. Be the circle. Feel that circle of light within you right now as we just close in this part of our day where we close this morning, this piece of this day in prayer. Knowing that our life is about turning ourselves inside out. And as we connect in this moment with that light of goodness, that light of possibility, the light of love that's inside of us, not some people, everyone, this beauty, this possibility, this wonder, is this urge, this light that wants to sparkle and grow within us. And as we open ourselves and loosen ourselves, as we enter into this circle of becoming and being, we feel the newness in us right here and right now. And as we claim this light that is love, that is goodness, that is peace, that is understanding, that is the interconnectedness of all life working together. As we open to that, we have a greater understanding of our place in this beautiful circle of life, that we have a part to play. We have times that we give, times that we receive, times that we're empowered, times that we're not. The circle contains it all, and it's all part of this journey of awakening and becoming and knowing that right where we are is where we are meant to be. And if in this moment we put either dip our toes or step into the river of life right in this second, right in this moment, we can feel the past as it moves away, and we can take from it what we have learned, what we can use, and we see the future is yet to be, and we know right where we are is the perfect place, right here, right now. And just in our mind's eye, I simply invite you to open your hands. Open your hands from your heart. The hands are an extension of your heart. And just feel the love, the support, the goodness that is present. Receive it, claim it, know it. And now flip your hands over and just imagine that you are extending that light, that love, that goodness, that faith, that understanding out into the world. And if there's specific people or things, places you'd like to extend this light that is love, that is goodness, that is truth, do that now. Until this room is simply a ball, a circle of light and goodness. As we know we have a perfect place in this circle of life, we give thanks that this is so. And so it is. Thank you. I could feel that. I could feel that light that you were sharing and that love. I hope you could feel what I have for all of you. God bless you. I love you. And I'm so glad we're in this circle of life together. And so it is. Thank you.